Hi, I'm Carolyn Baker, and I'd like to say a bit about why I wrote Confronting Christofascism, Healing the Evangelical Wound. One of the things we're learning more about in the 21st century than ever in the history of our species is the role of trauma in our lives and how we can heal it. We've all been traumatized in different ways with differing degrees of severity. Trauma can come from our families of origin, our country of origin, our work environment, our educational system, and from our exposure to certain religious groups or belief systems. Every day, we're learning more about how people have been traumatized by religious denominations and worldviews. While millions of children have been traumatized by sexual assault within the Roman Catholic Church, many millions of individuals have been traumatized by evangelical Christian religious beliefs and the harmful behavior of evangelical religious leaders. Recent studies indicate that the evangelical movement is losing many more followers than it is gaining converts. There are many reasons for this, but one reason is that many followers are no longer followers because they're waking up to the religious trauma that they have experienced in fundamentalist Christian churches. Traumatic teachings such as "you are inherently sinful," or "women must be submissive to men," or "if you don't accept Jesus Christ as your personal savior, you'll spend eternity in hell." These teachings and many more are not only traumatizing to the individual, but they're being used by the evangelical movement to attempt to create a theocracy or government by God as they define God. The majority of conservative religious Christians want their notion of God and their interpretation of the Bible to be the law of the land. This would mean the end of gender equality, the end of marriage equality, the end of the right to terminate a pregnancy, the separation of church and state, the end of public education, and in fact, ultimately, the end of a democratic republic in the United States. I wrote Confronting Christofascism in order to provide a clearer insight into the destructive and damaging aspects of evangelical theology. Also, to assist people who have been traumatized by that theology in healing their trauma, to tell the story of my own recovery from religious trauma, and to call all concerned Christians and non-Christians to resist the right-wing evangelical movement in its attempt to establish a theocracy in America and around the world. Confronting Christofascism is now the focus of book groups in some Christian churches as people come together to heal and to address ways to resist the right wing of the evangelical movement. I urge you to read this book and share it with a friend. It's now available on Amazon, through your local bookstore, and at my website at carolynbaker.net.